This is London, 9:47 on a midsummer morning. The terrified voices are those of mourning commuters. Terribly wounded. These images captured by a passer-by moments after the explosion.
I probably saw maybe 20 people lying on the floor, not moving, and then lots of people like myself. So
I looked out my window, and there were people screaming. All the front of the building had been, or the glass had been blown in. I looked out another window, which was facing the bus, and there was a lot of smoke and some bodies, and the roof had been torn off the top of the bus, and I only looked for a couple of seconds, and then everyone started screaming, and we got out as quickly as we could.
The terrorists struck one of the city's most reassuring everyday symbols, a London bus, the number 30 from Hackney to Marble Arch. Those sitting upstairs took the full force of the devastating blast. Shards of metal, the blood of the wounded, blasted onto nearby buildings. Shrapnel scarring the headquarters of the British Medical Association. Cars abandoned in the panic-stricken aftermath. What many remember is the extraordinary noise of the blast, rising above the noise of rush hour.
It was probably one of the worst noises I've ever heard in my life. Your gut drops when you hear it. It was the loudest boom ever. It literally sounded like two trains colliding.
As some of the wounded were ferried away, doctors at the scene set up a field hospital to treat others.
I worked in casualty for 6 months, but this is like hours. Every injury you can think of, every serious injury I've ever seen over a long period of time, you saw within a few hours.
As the day wore on, police brought in devices. They were followed by forensic experts, sifting slowly through the debris. After the terror, the hunt begins for clues as to who might be responsible. The police have moved their cordon forward several times. That underscores a central fact. There isn't just a sense of shock here, but one of continuing fear. That's certainly the feeling you get talking to people as they've been leaving the city this morning. That no matter how many warnings they've had, nothing could have prepared them for this. Tonight, one of the doctors who'd struggled to help the injured came back to the scene. Haunted forever, he told me, by the image of a young woman dying in a colleague's arms.
I've seen so many dead people, but this is something. And then I thought, what the ordinary people will be thinking when I can feel the after effect of this carnage, what the ordinary people, lay people will feel about that.
The attack on bus number 30 was an act of terror with one aim, to strike at the familiar, the routine, at what is secure in a city's life. Fergal Keane, BBC News, Tavistock Square.